A portion of this video is brought to you by Sheath Underwear. For more information about Sheath Underwear, visit the link in the description or wait till the end of this video to hear more from me. We are in possibly the worst timeline, without a doubt. We continue to elect stupid people to high office who bend the knee and kiss the ring of Donald Trump and allow him to pursue his wildest machinations of power and imperialism. We have a Republican Party that has just subjected itself, surrendered as a cult to Donald Trump, the dear leader who can do no wrong. There were never any ideas, no machinations, no talk of having Canada be the 51st state until Donald Trump said it. And then all of a sudden, it's a national priority. No one ever talked about invading Panama, leaving military force on the table to take back the Panama Canal. No one ever talked about owning Gaza to develop it and expel the people who live there. No one. Until Donald Trump said it, and then all of a sudden, it's vital national security interest. And no one ever talked about Greenland as a possession of the United States until Donald Trump did. And now some of the stupidest members of Congress, abject idiots, Earl Buddy Carter from Georgia, has sent a proclamation through. And this is beyond, by the way, you probably heard this story. There's an element to this story that I don't think people are talking about. And it really lays bare that Donald Trump does not have the authority in and of himself as president of the United States to enter into negotiations. Because this particular HR, this resolution, the first part of it is granting Donald Trump congressional authority to do so, admitting that he's not a king, that he is not an unchecked power in our government. But first, I want to read a couple of statements from Buddy Carter in his renaming of Greenland. I mean, listen, again, stop electing stupid people to high office. I don't know what's up with Georgia. I mean, there's plenty of states that have a couple of morons representing them, but Marjorie Taylor Greene and this doofus, there's several in Georgia that are just a bit much, if you know what I mean. But I want to read a couple of tweets from Scott McFarland, journalist, who chronicled the statement from Earl Buddy Carter about renaming Greenland to Red, White, and Blueland. And you get a load of these statements. This is again from Scott McFarland. Rep. Earl Carter, Republican of Georgia, introduces legislation authorizing President Trump to acquire Greenland and renaming it Red, White, and Blueland. Second tweet, a follow-up, Representative Carter's statement, America is back and will soon be bigger than ever with the addition of Red, White, and Blueland. President Trump has correctly identified the purchase of what is now Greenland as a national security priority, and we will proudly welcome its people to join the freest nation to ever exist when our negotiator-in-chief inks this monumental deal. Now listen, there are a number, you gotta laugh in the absence of momentary pause and rage and being upset and tears or whatever. Some of this stuff is just so ridiculous. It warrants laughter, and not laughter like ha-ha, laughter like mockery that Earl Buddy Carter thinks this is a good idea and is absolutely just prostrating himself before Donald Trump. He is spread eagle, either face down or face up, for Donald Trump, willing to do whatever Donald Trump desires because he is the all-powerful demigod king, dear leader of the Republican Party. Now, there's a couple elements here I want to talk about. One, first, I guess, let me read this, the actual proposal here. A bill to authorize the president to enter into negotiations to acquire Greenland and to rename Greenland as Red, White, and Blueland, be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled This act may be cited as the Red, White, and Blueland Act of 2025 to purchase or other acquisition of Greenland. The president is authorized to enter into negotiations with the government of Denmark to purchase or otherwise acquire Greenland. Renaming Greenland shall be known as Red, White, and Blueland. Any reference in a law, map, regulation, document, paper, or other record of the United States to Greenland shall be deemed to be a reference to Red, White, and Blueland. Idiots. The implementation is herein. In general, the Secretary of the Interior, acting through the Chairman of the Board of National Geographic Names, shall oversee the implementation of the renaming described in subsection A with respect to each federal document and map. And then the requirement aspect, not later than 180 days after the date of the enactment of this section, the head of each federal agency shall update each document and map of the federal agency in accordance with the renaming described in subsection. Maybe Google Maps could take a play out of the playbook here and realize that it is congressional action. You see, they do understand that they have a co-equal branch of government that they're running, and that they are in league with Donald Trump relative to power. They are not subject to his power. So the things I want to talk about here are, one, the fact that they are authorizing Donald Trump. It's a congressional authorization for the executive, the president of the United States, to enter into negotiations. He can't just do it on his own accord. They're admitting that. They're giving up the game. The other thing is, like I said, as soon as Donald Trump says Greenland, oh my God, it's a national security priority. Because it fell out of the brain of the dumbest president who's ever held the office. A man who hasn't read a book. There are interviews of Donald Trump out there where he's talking about what books he's on, like with like Pat Buchanan and some other wonky type of egghead. And they're really pressing him on what are the books he's reading right now? What are the things that are titillating him intellectually? And he just shits the bed. I don't know if you've seen that clip. It's pretty remarkable. But look, stop electing stupid people who just ingratiate themselves to Trump, who really are in the cult worshiping at the behest of Donald Trump. You could do no wrong. The photos with them where he's just so excited to be in the presence of his deity. It's weird and gross. But also, they should be able to develop their priorities independent of Donald Trump. They should be able to have an agenda independent of Donald Trump. And when the dumbest thing gets suggested, you don't just jump on board with it. You animate yourself and comport yourself as a member of the House of Representatives of these United States of America, not as a lapdog bootlicking sycophant for Donald Trump. You are a co-equal power, Earl buddy. Carter, you should behave as such. Anyway, what do you think? Did you see this yesterday? And what are your thoughts? I would love to know. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Thank you if you subscribed yesterday. Nearly 20,000, maybe even more than 20,000 people subscribe to the channel. It's free. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. We welcome you. We are building a movement here, and I would appreciate your participation. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine and take care of one another. I talk nearly every day about how divided we are as a country and the havoc that this division wreaks. But not all divisions are bad, right? As a mathematical concept, for instance, division allows you to split things into equal parts, allowing for equal shares. Division of labor has, for thousands of years, allowed humans to evolve their efficiency and specialization when working on certain tasks. And you can ask any kid to tell you that dinner is far better when the meat is divided from the veg. And what's more annoying than when you're sitting at a cramped table or out in the humid weather than having your meat smashed into your two veg. Is the meat and veg metaphor working here? It's time to divide and conquer with Sheath. Sheath makes the most comfortable boxer briefs I have ever worn. Regular boxers are just too loose and bunchy and not great. And briefs are just a smush fest. Sheath are the solution. Head to Sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore to score 20% off and upgrade to the most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear. I'm wearing a pair right now, and indeed, that may be all I'm wearing under the desk here. But really, sheaths are the only underwear I wear. Absolutely fact. Their testicular tech features dual pouches to keep your mane apart from your sides. More dinner metaphors. Note, if you're not into the division for some reason, you don't have to use the dual pouches at all. Just throw your sheaths on like regular pair of underwear and you're good to go. Also, Sheath's stretchy fabric is super soft and made with moisture-wicking technology to keep your president and his cabinet cool and comfortable throughout the rigors of the day. I love my sheaths all the time, but they are particularly clutch in the sticky heat of DC summers, which is basically like 9 months out of the year. They were invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq. The idea for Sheath came from discomfort in harsh environments. As a former Marine stationed in that part of the world, I get the inspiration. The airflow meshes are my personal favorite, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. Pick a pair and Sheath will hand them to your doorstep nearly instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. Also, Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So with your purchase, you're making the world a better place too. Upgrade your undergarments, score 20% off right now when you head to Sheath.com and use code Dollemore. Divide and conquer your discomfort with Sheath underwear.